Hi guys, so last week I started a new series of videos and that's where I look at games on the SNES. So back in the day I never had a SNES, I had a Mega Drive, and the SNES pretty much completely passed me by. It wasn't until pretty much now that I've actually started having a look at that library. And so yeah, last week I was playing F-Zero, and to be honest, I absolutely love it. You know, to create such a great sort of fast scrolling effect with 16-bit graphics, I was very impressed. And so I put a post that I'd been playing, enjoying F-Zero on my Instagram, and one of my followers, Grant, I'll put a link to his Instagram page below. He suggested I take a look at this game. So this is HyperZone. So this was released by HAL Laboratory on the SNES in 1991, and you can see it's another scrolling game in a similar style to F-Zero. It's not quite a racing game, but it has kind of racing game elements. I mean, primarily it's a shooter, as we see here. So we're kind of scrolling into the screen with this kind of nice pseudo 3D effect, and there's only really two buttons. You've got shoot and slow down. So for the shooting on the Mister, there's a nice auto fire option. You basically hold the button you want to put auto fire on and press the menu button. Because yeah, I can't really be bothered to keep tapping fire. This game doesn't have native auto fire. So yeah, you basically go through these long sections, reaching a boss at the end. And yeah, that is the entire game. It's fairly bare bones. I think most of the effort's gone into the effect, particularly the mode 7 stuff, as we see here. So F-Zero, we're on a single plane. It's a racing game. Here we have a lower and an upper plane to give us sort of an effect of kind of going through a tunnel, which works pretty well. I mean, graphically, this I think looks great. But then the game itself is pretty bare bones. You literally hit the menu as we saw at the beginning there, and you can start in normal mode, and the other one is reverse mode. So I'm not sure exactly what reverse mode is. Maybe it's going through the levels backwards or something, but I can't imagine it's that different to the actual game. So it's not like you've got different options, different difficulty settings. Oh, I've died there. Yeah, it's pretty basic when it comes to actual ways of playing. But the game itself looks pretty decent. It's pretty similar to like an arcade game. It's pretty straightforward what you've got to do. There's no options, and it's also fairly difficult. The first couple of times I played this, I died very quickly. You've not got that many lives, and you don't have any continues either. So, I'm doing a lot worse here than I was when I played this previously. So, you've got this health bar that we see in the top left there, and you saw those sort of recharge points there. And to me, that's the only place the slowdown is useful. I guess it might be useful elsewhere, I'm not certain, but you can slow down and basically get exposed to that recharging station more and get more health back. So each level has a boss at the end. We saw the first boss. It's pretty basic. Typically what I've seen is the levels give you a health boost before the boss. You'll probably see that coming up. Let's some attention here, get through those fireballs. Yeah, and here we go. So this is the recharge point, and I think this is probably before the second boss is going to appear. I mean, there's no story described in the game. Let's just deal with this second boss. You see this boss. This is very Space Harrier-esque. So you've got the kind of, in this sort of, you probably could describe it as like a flame dragon with the, similar to the dragon in Space Harrier. Basically scrolls in and out the screen at you. Yeah, it's a pretty nice effect. I mean, the Mode 7 backgrounds that scroll very smoothly, the actual sprites that scroll that scale, the scaling is much less smooth, as you might expect. That's what that's the Mode 7 is a very sort of niche specific thing, and it's then the sprites that are scaling. So yeah, we're on to level 3 now. Once you get beyond level 2, your pilot, I guess, decides to swap ships, and I've only ever got to level 4, and he swaps ships again there. The ships don't feel any different; they just look slightly different, and it seems that the bullets are a slightly different colour as well. So we've got a different ship and blue bullets now. So yeah, I was mentioning the story, or kind of lack of. A quick read on Wikipedia suggests that the kind of setting for the game, or I'm going to die in a second. Can I get to the thing? Slow right down. There we go. Let's try and charge this up. If you slow down too much, you start losing health. So yeah, that's something to avoid. But yeah, the setting for the game. Apparently, it's sort of the late 21st century, and humans have exhausted resources available on Earth, and they go. I think they go out to the asteroid belt and find somewhere that's potentially habitable, but it's already colonized by a native species of some sort, and you're basically fighting them. I think that's the gist of it. Now let's see if we can. Haven't got much health. Let's see if we can survive for a second. Oh no, we can't. We got any more ships? Oh, we got one more. Yeah, and then the other thing with these videos, you see I've got a different controller I'm using here. So I thought, maybe each week I'll play with a different game and play with a different controller. So last time I was using a PlayStation 2, it's a Street Fighter anniversary pad. So they kind of released a series of those for the 15th anniversary of Street Fighter 2, and it's really a Saturn style pad for the PlayStation 2. This week, you see here I'm using a digital PlayStation 1 pad. This is in this kind of like smoke grey colour, and it's pretty nice. And really, it's kind of the evolution of the SNES pad. So I think it's pretty fitting, because initially when Sony were trying to get into video games, they were working with Nintendo. You guys have probably seen the kind of PlayStation prototype, kind of a SNES that sort of reads discs. But the layout of the PlayStation pad is clearly inspired by the SNES pad. You've got the 4 buttons. And talking of the 4 buttons, the level 3 boss here is basically half of a SNES pad that's kind of flying towards you. You've got the buttons and the button layout there, and you've got to shoot the coloured bits flying around before you can take out the centre. So yeah, pretty weird boss for this one. Yeah, the bosses are fairly uninspiring, I would say. And yeah, this week, so yeah, using the PlayStation 1 pad. And the PlayStation's another system that I never had back in the day, so it's sort of another. I very much enjoyed kind of exploring the PS1 and the PS2 library of games, and I've ended up with quite a few controllers. So yeah, each week my plan is to use a different controller. I have a lot of controllers, as you will see as we go through these videos. And yeah, just do a little controller review and game review at the same time. Now, can we get this green thing? So I'm trying to like move with the rotation of that thing, but it means that you spend a lot of time missing. You've got to kind of time your movement. Oh, come on. Sit there. Oh, I can't believe I've not hit it. Ah, God. Oh, I can't believe that. Yeah, and that's game over. Well, that's probably a good time to wrap things up. So yeah, I mean, this is HyperZone. Again, pretty good game. I don't think I'll continue to play it as much as I'll play F-Zero. I mean, I'll definitely be returning to F-Zero, and we'll try and complete that. Here, as I say, it's very much kind of in that arcade style. You know, you're just progressing through the levels. I don't know how much the levels vary. I mean, up until that point, they feel fairly similar, and I have got to level 4 before, and it's just the same thing with slightly different enemies. So yeah, graphically very impressive, fun for a bit, not necessarily the most amount of depth, but impressive nonetheless, with the real showing off of the Mode 7 graphics. So yeah, thank you for the suggestions I've had of games to play. My plan is to do some more of these, so yeah, continue to suggest things if you haven't done already. The ones that you have suggested, I've made a note of. So yeah, those games, particularly the most popular ones, I'll be doing some videos on. So yeah, I'll be back. I'll try and do one of these each week. So hopefully I'll be back next week with the next SNES game and another controller. So yeah. You guys keep safe, and I'll see you soon.